And hello, everyone. Welcome to the Osuvania 4Q World Cup 2020 Grand Finals.
Hey, if Brazil wins this, that's a major confidence booster. That is a statement.
I think my take on this pick is that they're going into it knowing like they have the confidence. They have the confidence to pick this early on, which means they're going to have some. I'm expecting some pretty solid scores from them, and considering how they played this extremely well against South Korea, I would not be surprised at all if they played it really, really well here. And that said, I don't necessarily think this is a bad pick because it is risky. But let's say this game goes the distance. I don't think Japan would go for this, and there's really no point in leaving it open beyond that. If Japan's never going to pick it and Brazil has to, it may as well get it out of the way. I think that's a fair point in a way.
That's fair. I don't fully agree with the reasoning, but again,
I personally don't either. But then, Brazil has a history of making these kinds of picks and winning them.
Right. So, that's completely fair. But again, this is still pretty scary. Andre drops. But it's really, really early on, so it's not too bad. But again, the map is so long, and the hard parts are in the choruses and in the guitar solo after the second chorus. And Andre column locked in the first chorus and got about 20 misses. So keep an eye on that.
And here's another thing too. Despite that miss, I'm not at all worried about Brazil's position right now because looking at Intel's accuracy, he actually has the lowest in the entire, or nearly the entire lobby. Right now. I think he maybe dropped 200s or 100s, maybe probably 200s.
Yeah, 200s.
And like you mentioned, this is not the hardest part of the map. And once we get to that
right here,
exactly. First chorus here.
Like Q is usually good at sustaining combo, so the low action
crunching this too.
Ooh. Oh my god. Please. I do not want anyone to break here. This is... Wow! What is good? Oh my god!
Let's just say that this is exceeding my expectations. I was expecting someone, somewhere... Oh my god.
How are they not breaking?
Okay. Let's just pause for a second, right? This is a very, very tiny score lead still. And... Okay.
It's not too much of a lock. He missed twice. So Andre,
he has to climb the forward combo still. The lead is going to go to Brazil, but
that's true.
This is going to be way too close to call.
Yeah.
There's still one more part of the map where
two or three.
One part specifically where the LN one hand trills the inverse.
Right. That's very
fast. So
yeah.
I want to say Brazil has the upper hand there.
The lead is getting a bit smaller. Lead's getting a bit smaller. Someone drop a few 200s. All right, second chorus. I'm really worried about this because this is still really easy to combo block, and I really, oh my god,
I don't know what's happening.
AMD does get dropping.
But Q trading now? Oh my god.
But wait.
Can we call this? Is this? What do we say here?
Oh my god!
Wait. Okay. The fact that Cute missed a couple times, but Intel missed. Now Japan only has one FC under their belt. Then again, so did Brazil, but Andre has an extremely high combo right now. I don't know what to say here.
Yeah. The thing is out. Imdex get dropping again. It's a drop. Oh no! It's so. Oh,
this is what I'm talking about.
I'm dropping. Unlocking. Cute. Oh my god.
Right now, god. SillyFangirl has just got his team on his back right now. He's got the 99.68% accuracy with a full combo. Only full combo in the lobby right now, and it's keeping Brazil their lead.
This course is still pretty rough. And
you gotta build up into it, but it's
if you column lock once, it's game over for Brazil. If Japan holds on full combos and Brazil just column locks to death like Q and Andre almost did, it's gonna be a point for Japan, and again, this map is so risky. Like this part is so scary that. Aim does get dropped. That's a very good drop for Brazil.
Yeah. While I can't call it, I mean, okay, 2 drops there. What? The whole team now.
14 drops.
This is a huge lead for Brazil.
That's easy. I really don't think there's any part of that left. There's absolutely no way. This performance
is unbelievable.
I think that's the lowest score I've actually seen any of the Japan team actually get on this map.
I think it's just very unfortunate. They all have to miss towards around the exact same part. And this is the kind of map that's like you mentioned, it is a risky pick. It is extremely hard to be consistent on, especially with like all of these, really dense inverse bursts and Nate Oh
20,
my god.
21. All these scores are actually really, really, really good. Like any
Every single
score
one.
like sub 5200s is actually completely insane.
I'm
Completely
actually
wrong.
very surprised that SillyFangirl got around 2200s.
Uh-oh.
Matching Andre's 200 count is huge.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
SV's right off the bat.
Uh-oh. This is I like this pick. Obviously this pick is super good, but they were okay. Here's the thing: Brazil actually had a better team score against South Korea compared to Japan, and I think like Brazil's team score actually destroyed Japan's. So I'm really worried about this. Like, there's a good chance that Japan might actually lose this pick. If they do, then that's a huge confidence breaker. Like,
Yeah, absolutely. I'm honestly kind of surprised this is coming out because Brazil, this isn't the case of where you're playing against a team that, sometimes might practice SVs but not putting 100% into it. But I guarantee you.
Where's Gil?
Whoa, what?
Where's Gil? Guilherme is not here.
This is surprising. Wait, okay, he's coming in. He's coming in.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's a very interesting roster.
Yeah, again, like all these players are super good, and here's the thing about Anomaly. Here's the thing about Brazil when it comes to Anomaly. There is no weak player. Like, all three players are about equally good, right? All three players are equally good. Whereas Japan, Infighter and Kruke are much, much better at Anomaly than the other three. I don't think that's really that arguable. But Fairy is who I'm worried about, because his performance against Brazil, while it was a full combo, was about 132 hundredths. Whether it was an underperformance or not, that was by far the lowest score in the lobby. And if Brazil did better, does better this pick, I mean, Kruke might improve because Kruke did drop. Intel can't really improve much further. He has 11200 FC, and I'm really scared about this because like this is a pick that Brazil can win, right? Brazil can win this pick.
But keep in mind, the same could easily be said for Relay.
Right.
We've got two really risky picks coming around.
Yeah, you're right.
You're feeling incredibly confident on it.
Right. Here's the thing: Brazil won Relive, and they lost Relive last week. So this is a huge confidence booster, like you said. This is a huge confidence booster for Brazil. They'll think that they'll crush Japan. So I'm really, really scared for this pick. Like, I think Japan has this, but it can go either way. There's like a 40% chance that Brazil can actually win this.
Yeah, definitely. I think it really, like, all eyes right now are on Brazil to perform consistently, and
Verify, I think.
Yeah, Verify as well. But then again, like, if we see one of these like big players missing or maybe having really bad accuracy drops, and
like that would be really Verify right now at 99.1 once again. Right. And again, Lotus is 99.0, so they're tied up right now.
Right, exactly, and that's the kind of thing. It's like we see these powerhouse players that are really, really good on SPs.
Okay, Verify dropping up from 200 to 200s. Okay, he dropped the percent again, so Brazil has the lead, but again, there's so much of the map left.
Right,
this is not even close to the bottom part.
Way too much to go.
Yeah.
All right. So Brazil right now, I mean, they definitely have the most ideal SP roster. I think there's no denying that. It's just a matter of can these players...
Guilherme actually performing a little bit worse than I hoped. He's at 99.2%, but he was at 99.1 for a little bit. But Japan has a very slightly Verify doing a little bit better than before.
See, I think in the beginning it's pretty hard to get the accuracy down, but it seems like Verify is starting to at least maintain a consistent accuracy, maybe building it up a little bit, but it's going to start to get really, really rough around here, so we'll see how these teams manage.
Are these teleports? Lotus messed up these teleports here. He messed it up there again. Dropped future. Andre drops! Andre drops!
Wait, that's a trade. That's
a trade. Yeah, the percent drops are the same. That's good. That's really good. Looking for Brazil. But I'm still rooting for Japan. I'm gonna say I'm still rooting for Japan for this pick because I really don't want them to break this point. Because this is gonna shatter their confidence so bad if Japan actually loses this.
It's just still way too close to call now. I don't even know.
Right.
We had I just saw right there a lot of 200 drops on both sides. Either Verify or Lotus as well. Both having around similar accuracies, I want to say, but right now
Verify dropping a little bit more 200s.
Right. I think right now, if it just wasn't for Intel's accuracy, we'd be seeing a completely different matchup right now.
Right. I think Intel's accuracy is actually like higher than last week's performance.
Right.
What?
Maybe. Is it?
All right. Yes. It's 99.6 early on.
Okay.
Oh my
wait,
god.
We'll see here. We'll see here.
Intel doing the same thing as SillyFangirl in real life, carrying Japan on his back once again.
I return.
Once again, I return.
Anyways,
oh boy,
I'm just looking at this. Like, I think what really intrigues me though is that Intel.
Oh my god, that was so scary.
That extremely fast speed up, right?
Yeah.
Just right before the break, Intel just hits that clean, totally.
Right. Intel actually dropped a few 200s right there, right when you mentioned that. Oh my god. Intel's to be honest is so low that speed ups don't even feel like speed ups to him. That's how good he is at SVs when his speed monster's low. Alright, this part coming up. I'm really scared. Kuke dropping a few 200s.
I think right now, I would be really scared for Fairy Fi at the end of the map where Kitty Jacks come in. It's just way too much to handle in terms of
price. He did drop a few. Fairy Fi drops!
Is it too early to miss there? I think it might be.
It is. Oh my god, at least shrinking so much. He drops! Oh, that's a trade. Man,
I'm not even.
Japan has a huge act lead right now. Intel's act is so high. Fairy Fi's act, even despite being lower, Japan's average act is so high.
The way this part coming up here is going to be huge.
Right, but they're going to affect so many players, not just Fairy Fi. Kuke and Intel won't be affected too much. It comes down to Lotus, Gil, Andre, and Fairy Fi. If they all nail this as expected, then Japan has this. But again, anything can happen.
I expect misses from both sides here. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll see. Fairy Fi didn't drop here last week. All right, here we go.
Here it comes. There's a lot of accuracy drops either from Fire.
Yeah. Fairy Fi Lotus as well. No drops so far. Oh my god, no drops at all.
Is that it?
That's it.
The hardest section of the map.
Oh my goodness. Alright, teleport. Teleports.
Okay.
Don't break.
There's some accuracy drops here on both sides, but I think Japan should have this here.
Yes. But don't.
So close.
Don't. You shot at the end. You did it at the end. Yeah, that's it. 12,000 points. Lotus dropping at the very end. Wow.
I think that must have been a release.
Yeah. Intel FCing for the 4th time in a tournament. 4th time. That ratio, 367.
How does he do this?
4th time FC.
This is unbelievable. This is just unbelievable. I don't know what to say. Intel.
By the way, like any FC on this, any 99 on this is absolutely bonkers. If you 99 this, you're more than good enough to join MWC. He
12 200s. How does he
12 200 and did it 4 times in over 4 years. 4 times. Okay.
His consistency is unreal.
4 times.
Oh my god.
Wow. I can't breathe. My arm hurts. Okay, Brazil's pick. They have to pick Heathens again.
I think, it's either Heathens or Lancelot or Saihate. I think those are their main 3 right now. Lancelot. Okay, actually.
That's a good pick too. That's a very good pick too.
I think it's risky, but that said, it heavily favors Brazil. I was expecting this to be like one of their early picks. Like this and Heathens likely will be the early picks. So this coming out as early as it is, totally understandable. And that said, I honestly, seeing how Japan took Anomaly, I'm just gonna think a little bit ahead and say they might pick Galvanize next.
I agree that Galvanize is a good pick, but I really don't like the pick because the thing is that Brazil actually did really well on Galvanize as well, and Brazil was actually contemplating on picking Galvanize at least at the very end, and they were hoping that Japan will probably pick Galvanize really early on because they hope that Sleeper would choke the hard section of the map again. And again, I really don't want to see Galvanize being picked so early, but
it's just too. It's not even like a risk factor because at the end of the day, I think it's a lot easier to be consistent on Galvanize than it is to be consistent on Anomaly.
That is fair, but
the risk isn't there. But the
can still get punished really badly.
The mystery of it, you don't really know how the other team's gonna do.
Yeah.
I think Brazil, they've been training that map. They definitely have. I think there's no surprise there, and they're going to be doing better than they did last week.
Right. Lancelot coming right up. This is a very, very good pick for Brazil, and we highly expect Brazil to win this map. This really heavily favored Brazil. Sleek Girl and Kuke's best performance on this is about 99.1, 99.2, which actually is cute Camelot.
Wow, it's a little okay. There's a little
Andre,
look at Kuke's accuracy. Look at Kuke's accuracy. It immediately trades off. This is that accuracy right now. Despite the combo lead easily going to Japan.
Kuke dropping now.
Oh, that's way too huge.
That is. I can see it going back if Andre acute or SillyFangirl. Okay, that scared me for a bit.
No,
he called him block.
A miss here and there is not going to matter too much. It's really about those column locks, and like you mentioned,
right.
Look at how big the score lead is right now, just because of one column lock. It's huge, absolutely huge.
Andre missing again, but this should be even though the map is very chokeable, like there are many parts of the map that's actually super hard and you can miss super easily in this map. But like a lot of misses will probably come from the Japanese side than the Brazilian side.
Absolutely.
So, and with this lead already, like 30k gap, Andre dropping, but again comes down to common lock.
Japan is killing a section right now. This is only one of two.
Kuke column locks.
That column lock. That was for Japan to afford in this.
And actually, if you notice right now, Intel's act is actually lower. Intel, the best player in the Japanese side, is actually lower than the Brazilian team right now.
Yeah, it's just, this is almost like, just looking at the score right now, this is going to be a shutout victory from Brazil just on that alone.
This is absolute dominance from Brazil.
Even with misses from Cute and Andre, their scores in comparison, or their accuracies in comparison to Kuke and J. Schleger. It's just, it's too huge. It's
way too huge. And 80k. All right, let's see these scores again. 26, 32, 39. That's really good.
Okay.
Really good score. Okay. Imagine FCing this 2 times in a row. Actually, is it 3 times? No, Lancelot wasn't picked, I think. So 2 times in a row. They went with Galvanize.
That was fast.
That was really fast.
They were ready for that.
I'm really concerned. I'm really concerned about Galvanize because they're sending mixed signals because last week Sleeko dropped 2.5% on the hard section of Galvanize, maybe about 2.2%, and that almost lost the pick for Japan. So this is Brazil's probably their second or third best opportunity to get a break point from Japan, given Japan's potential picks. But the things are if they're so confident, right? If Japan is so confident when it comes to Galvanize, will Sleeko choke again? Will Sleeko choke? We really have to see. Because again, Brazil could have won that point. Because I believe that Andre, Gil, and Remu all dropped at the hard section at the same time.
Yeah,
and
that was a devastating team miss, probably that I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
That just shot the lead straight over to Japan, and there was no looking back. But that said, if Brazil nails this,
then
I don't know what to say.
Well, I think Japan has more safe picks than Brazil. So
at the moment, the thing is Brazil needs to win this, and I think they need to win Violent Arcade, or there's a possibility for Dysnomia. And that's
we're gonna assume that Japan's game plan is gonna be the same as last week, which wouldn't be an unfair assumption because Japan's skill set is so polarized, right? They're so good at Rice, they're so good at SVs, they're not that good at LNs, they're good at Rice hybrid stuff. But so you mostly go for Rice and SVs. The first 2 picks that Japan had are both SV. Next pick they're probably gonna pick Edison, for example. So Japan's picks are gonna be the same throughout, and they're gonna be very safe because their skill differentials are so high compared to Brazil. Not saying that Brazil is a bad team.
Do you expect Edison to come after this for Japan?
Yes.
Interesting. I was thinking it might be something there's a possibility of Beta Endorphin honestly seems like a valid choice.
Beta Endorphin or Edison, I think it's one of the two. Anyway, song number 4. I'm still super scared about this pick. I really hope that every player does their best here.
They're gonna have to here. I think
they absolutely have to. You're right.
I see this as a battle of combo. I really genuinely see this as a battle of combo here.
Yeah, because like again, it really comes down to breaks because like accuracy is going to be so close, right? Accuracy differences are going to be so close. So Intel's AC is actually a bit low, but again, doesn't really matter. Sligo's AC is also quite low. I don't think anyone in the Brazilian side's AC is like low enough. Both is a single 200 or 2, but again, misses are the name of the game here. I'm so nervous.
I don't know. The thing is like a miss can happen at any point. So like this kind of accuracy lead from Brazil right now is just it's too small. The scores are dead even right now. Like
even though Brazil has to lead.
Well, that was 200 from Gil. A double 200 I think on the court.
Andre drops. That is not the time you want to drop. Absolutely not the time you want to drop.
Really into the song, and now we're
past
going into
400. And this is a
section of the map, I think.
This is okay. This part is pretty hard, but the part that Andre dropped is not that hard.
Yeah, I think with practice, it should be pretty easy to get down consistently. But that's like I mentioned, a miss can happen at any point here. You can be as consistent as possible on this, and it's 4 minutes of sheer memorization. So honestly, like there's no hard feelings whatsoever if like someone just messes up or consistently. Maybe they don't. It's really hard to just kind of get that down. And who knows? Honestly, we could see Andre pulling it back where some of the Japanese players fall behind.
The thing is that I'm also a bit worried about SillyFangirl because we actually did talk about how AC is like not really all that important. If they have the same number of breaks, right? Let's just talk about this section real quick right here. Because this part, SillyFangirl choked so badly early last week. So let's hope he doesn't drop here. And again, the Brazilian team too. Here he comes.
A lot of accuracy drops from
SillyFangirl dropping once, 2 dropping.
Trades? Okay. Did they just trade on the
They did trade.
Oh my god, wait. Don't tell me this comes down to accuracy now.
Yes. It comes to one person dropping again. So Japan has to drop or SillyFangirl. Again, there's no actual opportunity for players to actually drop AC here, I think. Like there's nothing hard left in the map to actually drop AC. So it comes down to Japan actually missing.
I actually have to disagree. I think the section coming up is going to be pretty tough on accuracy here. The LNs. If anything, favors Brazil. Gil not missing.
He missed twice.
The LNs are too much for SillyFangirl to handle right now.
Oh my god.
Andre pulling it back in a section where Japan might do bad. We saw some 100s from Lotus. We saw some 200s from Gil. But Andre holding the combo, holding the accuracy, extremely strong. Highest accuracy in the Brazilian side now.
Absolutely no drops from the Brazilian side as well. This is such a confidence booster for Brazil. Like, again, this section is a bit tricky, I think. Like, you mind block this, right? You can drop it. That's use it. After this part, there is no hard parts left. And I think SillyFangirl has to be super... He's super nervous.
It's really coming down the nerves here. It's too hard to maintain composure. Usually, like it's once you miss once, it's really easy to snowball on a map. And unfortunately, there's nothing that's relatively hard about the rest of this map. And Brazil, I mean, they're going to be taking this away.
Yeah, they're absolutely going to take this away. Like you said, there's nothing left in the map. And actually, is this the first time Japan has lost on an SV pick?
I think it is.
Oh my god.
That said, they've had a history of banning a couple SV picks here and there, but I mean, the picks that they've played, they have not lost. This is a first for them.
This has to be huge.
I mentioned this. This is a battle of the combos. Look at some of the accuracies here. It's just
Intel score is so good.
Intel score is insane.
4. Oh my god. And actually, everyone's score is super good. Like
is insane too.
Yeah, everyone's score, like pretty much like any score above 99 is super good. Any score above 99.5 is like legendary good.
And Andre and Lothus just did absolutely amazing there. And despite the 100s and even the miss from Andre's side, I mean, that was just an overwhelmingly strong performance from Brazil. That really, we did mention Galvanize, maybe not the pick that Japan wanted to do. And I mean, it's really showing now. And oh my god, Brazil just got rid of the heathens.
That is so much pressure for Japan. Like again, when it comes to like a match like Japan versus Brazil, where their strengths and weaknesses are so defined, you really don't want to get any break points. Like if you lose like your own pick, your confidence is going to get shattered so badly, right? in Japan, I don't think Japan did lose a break point against Brazil, but that was so late on it didn't really matter. And I hope that the morale of Japan doesn't really change too much. I think SillyFangirl has to be crushed. SillyFangirl is actually quite vulnerable to nerves. He actually did mention, I think last week, that he was actually like crying in some parts of the match because he was so nervous.
Yeah, it really gets to people. I mean, I think we both know others that have that same personal experience.
Right.
Get to them so hard, and there's really no hard feelings there. I mean, there's a lot in the line. I mean, it's really high stakes. So it's yeah.
Sing along, chat. Anyway, pick number. This is a very, very good pick against.
Yeah, I think this is one of Brazil's strongest picks easily.
Like, along with Lancelot, like you're gonna see like probably about 60k, 70k difference. Even though this map is very risky, the skill differential between Japan and Brazil on this map is so high that even if Brazil column locks, I don't think it matters. I really don't think it matters because I highly expect at least Cool K, SillyFangirl, Intellizer to column lock somewhere. At least two.
It's likely going to happen. I mean, Intel, relative to other players on his team, wasn't that remarkable in terms of his performance last time. It's possible that maybe he brings it back here, but I just don't know. It's generally, I think people have the same performance on this. Generally, like no matter what, it's really like it's very consistent. It's hard to be consistent on this,
right?
But on top of all that, it's even harder to fluke out a good run on it.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Like it's so hard to pull a miraculous run. Like it's so easy to like your average run is probably going to be like 3 misses, 4 misses, maybe a column lock if you're unlucky, and getting a fluke run. Like the chance of that is pretty much just as likely as you column locking. Like. So hard part coming right up. Japan, Brazil with a slight lead right now, but again, it comes down to no breaks yet. Again, it comes down to column lock and breaks, and no one actually breaking so far, but Kuke is dropping many 200s. He's at 98.5% right now. Lotus drops, but that's okay. There's a huge
accuracy was the highest on his team.
Yeah,
it's really not going to be doing much. And looking at SillyFangirl accuracy right now is just unbelievably high. It's
actually wow. Look at Japan. Look at Japan.
Kuke's on 98.25. Despite having the FC, it's just really not going to be helping him because the accuracy is too low.
Until finally dropping. Now they have 2 FCs each. But again, like Kuke,
this is the hard part.
Yeah, Kuke the lowest act, but it's 1%. I think the rest of the Brazilian team has Intel dropping again, down to below 99% threshold. SillyFangirl carrying once again. This is a huge gap, and like this is like there's very few seconds left in the map. Like this part right here is it's a bit easier to choke, but there's not much damage I can actually take here. And this is such a convincing lead for Brazil.
SillyFangirl and Fullmatch both are doing extremely well right now.
Yeah, like they are popping off. Like again, their decision to play in the morning is really paying off right now. Absolutely. Japan doing a tiny bit worse than I expected so far, but their strengths haven't come out yet. The strengths haven't come out yet.
Exactly. This isn't. We haven't seen a pick from Japan that I would imagine would be an extremely.
Look at Andre and SillyFangirl scores. Oh my God.
They were so close.
18-17.
5 300s and 1 200 apart.
Yikes.
That is extremely consistent.
Okay, I think they'll go for Edison. They'll have to go for Edison. I don't think there's anything else.
To happen here. It might have to happen.
They really need a pick that they're very likely to win, and I think Edison is the. What?
This is the one Rice pick that
I
would have had to pick. I think.
Right. That is not a good pick.
But like, hear me out. Yo.
If
if Japan takes this point, right? Because right now, if like going into this pick, I think Brazil has one of the most consistent and one of the most dangerous team scores on this map out of any other Rice pick.
Yes.
And this is an extremely risky pick. I really hope Japan knows what they're getting themselves into. Because
I think they do.
If they win this pick, and Brazil, if they win this pick, Brazil has to pick Saihate. But I think they're out of juice. Like that's it.
Yeah. They have
At this
but
point,
things
all
that-
these picks slowly start to favor Japan.
Right. Violent Arcade might be Break Big Band and Violent Arcade are still relatively safe for Brazil, but they're still not safe. They lost on those picks last week.
Right. And granted, despite Break Big Ben being as close as it was, I don't know if we're gonna get that same kind of.
I don't think
again
so
this week.
either.
really
I don't think
doubt
so
it.
either. Again, like I did think that Japan underperformed this last week, but Brazil performed even worse last week. And Brazil seems to be doing quite well. They're not doing as well as they did against South Korea, but this is still really, really, really good for Brazil. And if Japan, again, like you said, like if Japan wins this pick, this is a huge morale booster for Japan. But the problem is that like I don't really think that Japan should be picking this in the first place.
This is one of the picks that they should have left open to Brazil.
Right.
Like when you're in a position where you can pick something that another team has like a bit of a higher chance of winning, and they're aware of that, you need to let them pick it later on in the match, because if you wanted that pick, and they're likely to pick it, you have a chance of a break point there, and that's like that's going to put you at a huge advantage if you get that break point.
Right.
That said, we're going into Dysnomia now, and I do not know what to expect.
I don't know what. Again, it comes down to the first section and the very last section of the map. Like this section is pretty easy. Sleeper dropping. Oh my god, sleeper dropping. That's not good. That is. It's early, but you really can't afford it. Oh no! Oh no! Sleeko. Come on, Sleeko. You can do this. You can do this. This hard part coming up. You can expect many drops here. So
you can see. Pull back here.
You can see a few trades here. You can definitely see a few trades here. But come on. Let's go, Japan. Intel drops. That is. Oh no.
Crushing this.
Andre dropping.
It's not gonna be enough yet.
Like Lotus and SillyFangirl's act are so high right now, 99.7 respectively. MWC, Intelizer, and Sleeko at 99.2 to 99.4 respectively. Breathe. This part is not too hard. Like the rest of this, not the rest of the map, but at least like the next 1/3. Lotus and MWC are trading. Sleeko dropping.
Jeez, Sleeko. I think Japan lost every single FC.
Yes, they did.
Oh no. If
Sleeko dropping again, Sleeko
Yeah.
Sleeko is not having it right now.
It's
good thing, like again, the section at the very end, is also very integral. Like you said last week, like you really need to focus on the last section. If Brazil actually messes up, and there's a good chance they might mess up, like through some really bad CB rush, they might swing back to Japan. Even though Sleeko's about 20k points lower than Andre right now.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's if anything, that's making up a decent amount of the difference. But I mean, even at that point, we've still got a pretty decisive lead for Brazil. Like Lotus and SillyFangirl both are outperforming Intel and MWC right now. 99.7
FC is nothing to be scoffed at. Like if they hold this on, like that's about two of the highest scores that you actually see in the match. And I think it's two of the best scores I've seen so far in the tournament in general. So this section is not too bad, but hopefully no one drops here. Well, maybe hope Brazil drops, I guess, but
I don't know what to expect. Honestly,
I really hope like Japan really needs this confidence boost, because like they cannot afford another breakpoint. This section is really hard. Focus on this section right here. No ad drops so far from any player. Seiko regaining his composure, but that might be a bit too late. Lotus dropping, but again, it's Andre dropping, but that's just one miss. And Sleeko dropping, so that's a trade. So Lotus did miss once, but they didn't drop enough 200s. Didn't drop anywhere enough 200s to make up for that difference.
Right.
And this, again, even though this part is pretty chokeable, there's very little can actually choke here. There's so little can actually choke here.
At the very end of the map, and I mean, this lead is huge. And despite AMD and Intel both keeping their combos extremely high towards the very end, just looking at SillyFangirl, this is a phenomenal performance from him. And Lotus as well, with an extreme accuracy.
Wow, 99.73 is not a score I was expecting this late in. Intel, SillyFangirl, like you said. Wow.
Yeah, like, honestly, I think
all of these scores are actually really good. All of these scores are insane.
Even if we had, I think, like peak performance from JH Girl, we still might not have seen him win on this. I mean, Andre is matching AMD right now, and that's the lowest score in Brazil.
Yeah. 3 and 4.
Wow.
3 and 4. What? How do you get 3 and 4?
I'm speechless.
How do you get 3 and 4? like again, like I said, any score that's lower than 3,200s, but this is 3,200s is insane.
Yeah,
Like
okay,
you cannot. Like this is what. Oh, this is ratio 2. Oh my God, 128, 821, 821.
I dare any team in this tournament that has ever played in this tournament to go beat that Brazilian team score right now, because I don't think any other team can.
This is insane.
Whatever.
This is absolutely insane, and that is so crushing for Japan. That is so crushing. Also, someone mentioned this. I think Juan mentioned this. SillyFangirl hasn't missed yet. He hasn't missed.
Are we gonna get a grand finals FC here? Is this really happening? Break Big Band? Does SillyFangirl play this?
Yes, he has to.
Oh my god! Wait, yo, you have seen this?
Oh my God.
That would be crazy. Okay, actually, just to note, I'm very surprised they're going with Break Big Band, and that's why hot take.
Well, I think Brazil tend to have this strategy of like going for safer picks towards the last when they're having a big advantage. I think that happened against US versus Brazil.
Oh, that
as
is
well.
true, because they have it. Like the larger advantage here is definitely like it's going to be a huge factor for Brazil here. I mean, I think in any position where you have a very, very large, when you have a very, very large lead like this, you really have to go. And, like you can experiment a bit. You can throw out these picks that are pretty risky, and if you take them, then you have something to fall back on, basically.
Right. But and again, I do think that this pick is actually pretty good. Like again, it could have been a lot worse. Like again, the top 3 picks for them, because they don't really have that many safe picks left, right? Like again, the top 3 will be first would be Saihate, no question. Break Big Band, then Saihate. Not Saihate, sorry. What's the 3rd pick? Sorry, I can't remember. Battle Arcade.
There you go. Oh man, that was tip of my tongue.
Battle Arcade. So this is still a good pick, but again, I really don't know because this map is so scary. Like every SV here is so scary, and in a tournament setting, it gets completely magnified. And if you have to juggle Rice, Long Notes, and SV, and these SVs aren't even predictable either. You have to like completely memorize them.
Exactly.
It's so easy to.
It's very overwhelming.
Yeah, it's very overwhelming. And Andre actually did mess up the last SV at the very end of the map last week, and that was how Japan won the match. So that's
an early miss for Kuke. I don't think
only that's not a client error, but oh man, this is not a time for Kuke to break.
Yeah, it's extremely right to get an early miss here. But that said, this is again
anyone's game.
Very inconsistent chart.
It's so easy to. Yeah, like you can get overwhelmed so easily here, and it's so easy to mess up. Like there's gonna be like these birds right here are so tricky. Like I've seen so many drops here, and look at this drop right there.
Okay, do you think just predicting here? Do you think we're gonna see something as similar as to last week?
No, but it might happen.
If I don't think it's a score difference of a couple thousand, that would be insane. But I don't know.
Kuke AMD dropping really hard. Those acts are super low. Those acts are super low.
I think, no. Yeah, that's already way too low for Japan. And
Lothar dropping again, but
Kuke and Lothar both. Just it's.
Andre making up for his performance last week at 99.5%. Intellizer 99.8%, but that's still not enough.
This score lead here. I mean, it's the accuracy lead from Intellizer right now. It's
Andre dropping finally, and that's actually a pretty big drop. He dropped by 0.1. SillyFangirl and Intel neck to neck right now.
Wait, okay. Can we see something be building back for Japan right now?
Maybe. It's so easy.
About half the map to go.
It's so easy to mess this up. And you can see like a 0.2, 0.3% drop, which
I'm really worried to see how they're going to do on some of the LN releases here because the speed up is extremely hard to get timed properly.
Yeah. Come on.
We'll have to see what happens here. I'm on the edge of my seat right now. I really don't know what to expect here.
I really want to see this. Like again, like Kuke did mess this up early on, and look right here. Come here.
Here it is.
Okay.
Lead.
Everyone nailed it. Everyone nailed it. Everyone nailed it.
I saw a couple 200s from AMD, but I don't think it was enough.
It's not enough. Yeah, I think every other player nailed it. All right, it's long apart.
There's a bit of a long run, but the end of the map also has a really, really dense tech sort of burst section.
Right.
It's really hard to maintain composure on. I can imagine a lot of misses there. If we get all Team Destiny...
Intel drops finally! Intel drops finally!
Oh, that is not...
No FCs left. No FCs left in the pool. In the map. SillyFangirl and the only FC left! Vamos! Vamos! SFG!
Is he gonna get the Grand Finals FC here?
He might! Vamos, SSG!
We'll see what happens. Okay, the really dense first section is gonna come up here.
Alright.
At this point, I'll just say flat out.
There's one SV coming out right here that I'm scared. Lotus and Andre.
Oh my god.
They're dropping, that's a trade.
Okay. Well, Intel only missed once. Okay, that's actually more missing for the Brazilian side right now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's enough. With the end of the map.
There's one SV left, I think. There's one SV left, but I don't think there's anything left. Kuke's dropping too many times.
SillyFangirl missed.
No!
SillyFangirl's first miss of the whole match. Just
and nothing left in the map left. Nothing left in the map left.
The very end of the big but...
Oh no! Oh god.
Brazil.
That is such a convincing lead. That is such a convincing lead for Brazil.
This is like
oh my goodness,
what happened last weekend when we saw a 2,000 point difference. I mean, this is Oh wow. We went from 2,000 to nearly 20,000 plus. This is
what a time. What a comeback for Brazil. What a massive comeback for Brazil. What a statement. 6-1 against probably and they have so many safe picks left. They have Saihate. They have Saihate, which is so safe. Intel everyone's performance is pretty good. Intel's performance is really good. Actually, I just realized that MWC playing this might not have been the best decision, but I think they're trying to calm SillyFangirl down because SillyFangirl has to be really nervous right now.
I think I would be the same.
Oh my god.
They picked Tornado. I
don't like this. I think it's okay, but they were way too close for comfort last week. They actually, I think Brazil lost Tornado because of Lotus and Andre last week, right? And
I believe so, yeah. Because they had an extremely good start.
Yeah. And MWC and SillyFangirl, I'm really worried about this. MWC almost lost 10k at the very end of the map, and he almost gave the point to Brazil single-handedly. I don't think this will happen again, but I don't know if SillyFangirl and MWC are good enough to match Andre and Lotus. I think this is a good pick, but I think Edison would have been a much better pick because there's no choice. You have to go for your safest picks now. You really cannot afford to have any picks that are risky now, and I think Tornado is still a tiny bit risky. Given this is still their first match, if Brazil wins this match, they still have to win one more match against Japan. I'm so scared. I
understand that this is a pick that Brazil can take, but I still see it favoring Japan here. And
right.
I'm just curious because Brazil is definitely gonna have to pick Saihate after this, right? No questions asked.
There's absolutely no question about this. If they don't pick Saihate, I would probably commentate in Portuguese for the rest of the match. So yeah,
I would enjoy that. Sure, we'll have that back on.
Oh, so yeah. Also, hi, I speak Portuguese. Hola and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Actually, they have a slight. Brazil has a slight lead right now, but
I think the intro is the hardest part to act.
Yes.
Honestly,
Siko's act.
Yeah,
oh no.
There it is.
Oh,
Here's the thing, though. The combo is there. I think SillyFangirl can outperform Andre, at least in terms of Bryce. I still don't see this being anywhere near a decisive lead for Brazil right now.
Even then, okay, here's the thing. Lotus's best scores on this have always gotten many misses. His act is usually very high, but he usually misses at the first section right here. Andre dropping here, and this might actually switch the lead. He dropped a few times. That act is very low now.
Wow.
SillyFangirl's act is the same as Andre. The hard part is not even here yet. And Andre dropping again.
Missing a lot.
That's really good for Japan. Really good for Japan.
Despite the accuracy, fumbles here and there, the combo is extremely strong. That's what's going to matter here.
Yes, this section right here. SillyFangirl finally dropping. Oh boy, Lotus's act. Intel's act. Lotus dropping.
This is too much for Brazil. They can't.
The first section coming up. Oh my god.
What's going on here is we're at a fairly hard part of the map, but it's just harder from here on out. And honestly, I will say Brazil is in a position where they're performing a little bit worse than
Intel dropping a tiny bit there. Intel dropping too. But
the transition period.
This is not a trade.
It's I think despite not the trade, that was a period where honestly Japan should not have missed.
They should not have there. Hey, they're still dropping again. Oh my god, his nurse, but
Brazil's gonna be slowly bringing this back.
SillyFangirl dropping. He missed twice.
These are way too many misses. SillyFangirl would be right now.
Like
SillyFangirl is like
it's up, please. Oh my goodness, that was so scary. I was hoping it. Slico, the only person to drop, I think maybe Slico's the only person FC so far. And even though Japan has like 1 or 2 misses, they have a 1 or 2 miss buffer. There's one hard part left.
And keep in mind, this hard part is way harder than like any other part in the map.
Lotus dropping. That is way too early. Way too early.
Like, I'm not really sure what to expect going into this last section because we've seen we have a really strong combo from Jay Zuko and actually being the only FC in the entire lobby right now. We have a trade and this is from AMD and Andre, but going towards the end of this, I don't know what to expect. Like all of these players have missed in parts that I really just did not expect them to. We can see in this from Elijah here. We can see in this from SillyFangirl.
They're dropping again. 3 miss buffer, give or take. MWC dropping, but that's a trail, I guess. But this section is actually easy to choke. Andre dropping twice. Andre dropping 3 times. It does drop. Andre's actually drops way too much. Andre dropped way too much there. And this section not too bad yet, but
this is actually huge for Japan right now.
Yeah, the map is so long. The map is so long that like they can afford like 5 or 6 misses for like a 0.3% drop, which is huge. SillyFangirl dropping. That's really good for Japan. Come on, Japan.
I think Japan's actually going to take their second point here.
They might. Andre dropping again. First section. Come on. First section.
This is the really dense part here.
Wow, they're nailing this. Japan is completely nailing this. Brazil, can they hang on? Can they rely on Japan choking here? This one. Oh my god. Slico's dropping finally. Go to 3.
It's not going to matter though. I mean,
it's not going to matter the trade. They're dropping again.
Their combo so well up to this point that even
oh my god.
Doesn't matter. Even
the dropping at the end doesn't matter. Yeah. There's very little lagging map, and the lead is so huge. It's like
this is like a calmer part of the map, and it's leading into the very end. And I mean, we're gonna see a win.
I've seen MWC actually drop here at the very end. I don't know if he'll drop again. He might drop here, but again, doesn't matter. Andre actually dropping there. Is that be enough? Oh
wow,
that's a convincing
incredible score.
And it's a very convincing lead. That's an incredible, convincing lead from Japan.
We got like triple mid 970s here on Japan's side. That is crazy.
Yeah, any score above 970 is insane. Also, look at Lotus's 200 count and over 300 count.
That's crazy.
Oh my god, dude! Like again, every score in this is insane. Any score above 99 point, actually, any score above 98.9 is insane. Andre's score is really good, and even though Andre. Andre is pretty weak at this map, but again, if it's just one map, it's no problem. Andre has carried Brazil so many times that it didn't really matter. Okay, what will Brazil pick? If you don't pick, please don't pick anything but Saihate. I don't want to speak Portuguese for the rest of the
Of course, I forgot that that's still on. That tornado just had me completely.
Nos podemos, escole.
It seems like they're actually really taking the time to decide here. I wonder if Saihate.
Thank you.
There it is. They pick Saihate. This is the pick that Brazil needs right now.
Oh my god! Thank you.
So, if our predictions are correct, this should be a bracket reset right now for Brazil. But the LN sections, while they are dense, I mean Japan's more prone to choking them, but the rice sections, I don't know. I say it favors Brazil.
Saihate's Brazil's team scores have been consistently absolutely ridiculous. Like either Locus or SillyFangirl has like a 5 to 15 x200 FC, which is absurd, right? And I don't think anyone in Japan can actually replicate that. Even Intelizer, who is the best player in the Japanese scene overall, and especially for this map, I don't think he can replicate them. Slico might be able to pull an FC, Kuke might be able to pull an FC, but the accuracy, right? The accuracy.
Right. Locus is going to have insane accuracy. I think Nate will definitely have an FC on this, or at least something close to it. And if not, I mean, the accuracy is definitely going to be there. I think at this point, it comes down if Brazil wants to guarantee a point on this, Andre has to perform here.
Yeah. All right. Match point for Brazil. If Brazil wins this map, and they probably should, they will bracket reset. And that will be so much confidence for Brazil. What happened? Oh no! Secret breaking!
I'm actually so worried that. So I mentioned that we're going to see SCs a lot, and this is one of the maps in finals where a miss is actually a lot more.
Yeah, it's a relatively easier map, right? Yeah. It's a dropping.
Imagining a miss on Tornado versus a miss on this. I mean,
yeah.
So much more.
The map is shorter, the match is easier. Like, you really can't afford a miss here. And Japan having 2 misses and a huge detriment right now. Like Brazil averaging 99.4%, and Japan averaging about 99.2%.
But look at Andre, 99.2 right now. I mean,
that's close to dropping.
I imagine.
That's very close. Allen Park. There's an Allen Park coming up. I don't know if Japan can hang this on. If they hang on and Brazil call off somehow, you might see a break point. Okay, signal dropping. Oh my god.
Please. It's gonna go towards Brazil. I think it has.
Yes, it has to.
But when we see like the later sections of the map, we're gonna have like maybe more of a lead coming back towards Japan, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. Because we have Kruke who needs to climb up to form the combo right now, and the lead is already as large as it is for Brazil.
Right. Oh boy. Okay, Andre dropping, but that shouldn't really matter. Like, the gap is so huge right now. Intel dropping, so that's a trade, but. And the rest of the map is one complete stream, but I really don't see SillyFangirl and Lotus choking anymore here. Oh god. 30k gap. Do you expect any call losses?
I honestly was gonna say no, and in a way, like maybe one, but I expect enough. In a sense of some other section.
Oh boy! Oh my god!
Okay, Intel missing in this section is not what Japan want. I think this is huge for Brazil.
This is huge. This is such a huge, convincing lead for Brazil. 50. That's like a 50k gap. Okay, let me see this. Let's look at the scores. 17 and 8.
Let's get it.
Oh my god! Oh my god! That score is insane. Like, all those scores are insane. But Lotus's ratio.
Lotus getting easily the best ratio in the lobby, easily the best turn count.
Everyone's scores are really good. But oh my god!
For another year, I can't believe this. This is
what a statement for Brazil. What a huge statement. Brazil losing to Japan 7-4, not even a tiebreaker, losing 3 break points against Japan.
For a second I thought you meant this match, and I was like, hold on.
No, early on.
Finals.
Brazil making an absolute statement. Making a statement out of South Korea, making a statement out of Japan. Wow. That is such... And the scores too, they're so convincing, right? Like, there's such a convincing lead.
Absolutely.
Against Japan. So anything can happen here. Anything can happen. Japan might take this. Brazil might take this.
I don't know what to expect. And here's the thing. I think if Japan picks some different things, switches it up this game, we could see something different. Keep in mind, that was just one game. The match is not over. And actually, might I add, Brazil has been responsible for both of the bracket resets ever.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
They have
actually
the bracket 2 years in a row, and they have been the only bracket resets in all of MWC 4T.
Brazil has this really weird penchant of doing relatively badly, like in the finals week, and then in grand finals week they crank up the volume so hard. Yeah. Whether it be Lotus or Andre or whoever, they completely blow out their opponent every time. And this happened again this year. And well, let's hope they keep up the momentum. If they keep up the momentum, they will be, for the very first time, be Osumania champions in general.
Keep in mind, the winner of this next game is going to be the first time Osumania champions for the country. Right.
This is their first time actually. It will be their first time actually winning the tournament as a whole. Japan reached second once in 2015. Brazil has reached second, I think, once or twice.
I believe twice. Twice.
Right, twice.
Yeah,
okay.
twice.
Okay. Now, I will not be commentating the next match. Neither will Stupid Man. But with that out of the way, nós queremos Brasil.
But yeah, definitely stay tuned.
Let's go Brazil! Let's go Brazil! I want Brazil to win so badly. Come on, Brazil!
As opposed to Shoegazer, I honestly, sorry Brazilians, but I do also really want to see Japan take this point. I honestly, I think regardless of the result, I don't know. I'm just so excited to see how this next game's gonna play out, and it's gonna be nice to be able to sit back, relax, and just watch this next game. And yeah, no, this is gonna be absolutely riveting. 14 minutes. Players gonna get a bit of a break here. Brazil versus Japan. I am absolutely excited. I know Shugi is absolutely excited too. So
I really, really want Brazil to win, okay? Like, I have more than partisan reasons for Brazil winning.
But yeah, all that said, take care everyone. Stay tuned. 14 minutes. Don't go anywhere. We've got the bracket reset match of the grand finals coming up. So
this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. See you guys whenever, if ever.
14 minutes.
Right.
Take care, everyone.
It's kind of a risky pick, but it's not that risky because we've seen the results last match. But it's definitely acceptable if something big happens.
The bracket reset match coming up with Tornado. We've seen Brazil with all mirrors, and Japan with only one mirror outside of Sleek Girl, with Sleek Girl playing with mirror.
Oh yeah.
Let's see.
I don't remember
what the outcome will be.
I don't remember if we saw any mirrors in the previous match, so maybe it's a direct reaction to the previous match's results.
So far looking a really decent start, except for Lotus there with the first drop.
Oh dear, Lotus. Not off to a great start, but it's only the start.
Even though it's less than the 400 combo mark that they have on that Lotus has missed, even then Sleeko is kind of lagging a little bit behind on accuracy, 99.4. Even then, the difference is not existing that much even. Let's be careful on the core jacks here. Dusky and Lotus with also the first miss. Andre as well. There's only 3 S's remaining.
Oh yeah. It looks like it was definitely a decent choice for Japan.
Oh no, Dusky with another drop right there. Needs to keep up the composure here. It's not even the hard, it's not even the densest section yet.
Yeah, it's just a quote-unquote warm-up. The warm-up extension.
Alright, here comes the core jacks. Yeah. Andre missing the first time there on the core jacks. Keeping up the composure here. Everyone almost nailing the core jacks up by far. This comes a little bit of burst in between.
Yeah, you can see the scores are actually kind of closer than you'd imagine, and Sleek Girl is actually kind of still lagging behind in terms of accuracy compared to Lotus and SillyFangirl.
Also, Andre with a bit of a kind of accuracy drop too with the 2 misses that they have earned by far. It's even matching up with AMD there. It's just the 2 players that are trying to match each other in between accuracy. Scores are still not existing of the difference. What is that?
Yeah, it's actually challenging for Brazil.
Alright. Here comes the staircase thing right here. Insulizer miss there twice
no.
there.
What?
Oh no, it's switch over back to Brazil.
It's going back to Brazil. That's what I thought would maybe happen.
Yeah, the accuracy on Brazil is so much better. Lotus with 99.76, even with a miss there.
Yeah, they really brought themselves back up.
Alright, here comes the much more the same build-up as before. Slicer missing up on the build-up here. That's good news. Twice now.
Intel.
He needs to keep on the composure because the distance section will come up right after on this build-up. After this build-up.
Yeah, there are still There are still a few very challenging cards remaining.
Alright, here it comes with the below. Seems to be the burst there. Watch out for the misses coming out after. The score difference is actually kind of big for what it's worth. Lotus with the first miss on that drop right there. Oh my god.
It's gonna help.
Okay.
It's gonna help.
It's gonna help. It's not gonna be enough. It's gonna help. It's not gonna be enough. Here it comes. A little bit more Korjak section, but once after that, it's gonna get into more bursty section.
Yeah, the accuracies are still staying relatively stable, but Intelizer has fallen quite hard.
Lotus with another drop.
Andre!
Another drop as well. There's a little bit more to go. Here comes the bursty section right here after. Here it goes. Everyone kept combo on Japanese side. SillyFangirl with finding the first drop.
Oh! That might give it to Japan.
That might give it to Japan. Intelizer also for break as well.
Oh no! No!
Oh my god, score difference! Score difference is actually going back to Japan. Andre missing once again. Here comes the last section of it.
Yo,
Oh no,
Brazil!
it's still going either
Oh,
way.
no.
The score difference is not even small.
It's challengeable. It's still
The score
challengeable.
the score difference is still quite low. It's still kind of flashing back and forth.
Oh my god.
Oh no,
The
oh no,
last
it's
section
not
is easy, but
gonna
still
decide yet.
nothing.
It's not gonna decide yet. The ending is still there. Watch out for it.
Please act, please act, please
Watch
act.
out for it. The ending.
And Japan takes it. Japan barely takes it. Japan barely takes it. 2,000.
Full combo by SillyFangirl absolutely carried the team.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That
SillyFangirl.
SillyFangirl score 984,000. It even beats SillyFangirl.
Jesus
Wow.
Christ. What was that? What was
Lotus's
that?
ratio too? 9-200 with 9-1 ratio.
Brazil was looking to take it. I was absolutely expecting that.
Oh my god. That's the point that Japan needed after those crazy warm-ups they had.
Oh my god. This was way closer than last time. This was way closer than the previous match.
This is what Japan needs to be back in shape. And then Brazil has to pick here. Brazil can go probably on the Lomno side or even probably just go to Saihate. They're gonna go for Heathens. That's also a good choice. That's also a good choice for Brazil.
We've seen the results in the last match, and Heathens was definitely in the favor of Brazil. Definitely in the favor of Brazil.
So this is what probably the most convincing win for Brazil in Heathens in particular. So this is really probably gonna be exactly the same thing, except if they have more column blocks on their side. So let's see if Brazil can still keep up with the score difference is way above as before.
Yeah, column blocks is basically the enemy of everyone in the finals, grand finals, you name it. And remember, Intelizer hates this map.
Yeah, it's really hard to come down if this chart is in particular kind of harsh to column lock, but it's at the same time it's gonna be really hard to add to.
Yeah, it's really a challenge act wise, because the timings on the releases are pretty tough.
Alright, let's see here.
So all the players get a little intro break to kind of rest a little bit more until the charge really starts.
They can probably rest a little bit here because the hard section is coming out right after the right of the drop there.
Okay, it's a little late on the early low star accuracy territory here, but nothing big.
Yeah, nothing too major at the point. If it's just the releases on the easy section, it shouldn't be comes as no surprise really to conserve everything on the drop. Alright, here it comes. Here comes the drop.
There we go.
So far, it's really looking good for Brazil there. I can see. Oh no, Andre with the first drop here. Okay, there's not too much to rest here because that's just one column lock.
Oh, in terms of backers, it's looking sustainable.
Oh no, the scores are flashing back and forth here. Oh no.
Yeah, Crew Cake kinda lagging. Oh, Equalizer dropping hard.
Equalizer finally dropping on that combos. He's missing yet again. Score difference is going back to Brazil again.
Ouch. That was a really hard drop from Equalizer.
I think this is pretty convincingly goes to Brazil here. Like I said before, the last match was around 80,000-ish. The difference is looking really good. Even though Andre with a miss is probably not going to be enough.
Yeah, that's not going to be enough. It's not as drastic of a drop as Equalizer's.
Yeah, looking at the end of the chart here, there doesn't seem to be any more crucial drops from Brazil right here. The chart is as easier as it gets. Even though Crew Cave is a bit of a column lock there. Oh, Andre missing that too. Yeah, even there, it's not gonna be nearly enough to upset the different point difference there.
Yeah, not nearly enough notes to pick it back up. Nate with the 981k. Full combo. Respect.
That's 18, 17. That's a really decent full combo for both of them. SillyFangirl is also with a full combo as well.
Basically, sibling scores between Lotus and SillyFangirl. Basically the same ratio as well. Now it's going to be interesting to see what Japan is going to decide in terms of strategy because they changed things up. Are they going to go for the other one? They're going for a Rise. So Beta and Dolphin. So that's nothing new. That's something that wasn't played. Last match. So this is brand new information.
I think this is probably the first pick that they go with for Japan Brazil in particular.
Yeah, this is new.
See, the thing is that I have no idea what to call for here. At least for Beta and Dolphin, in my mind, I think they're both really good at that. They're both really good at speed jack in particular.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen that Brazil was able to challenge Japan on Rise, but at the same time, Japan can count on accuracy if they're proficient on the math, which is not 100% guaranteed. So Beta and Dolphin, I don't really know how it's going to go, and Japan must be thinking the same, which is why they did not pick it outright in the last match.
I mean, let's hope for it, because speedjacking is one polarizing skill set that is really hard to get through. And really banking on Andre at the very least, because Andre didn't perform that very well on against Korea. So this is one of the differences that you need to look for. Even though Insulizer with a mirror mod. Oh no, Andre, early drop right there.
So far so good, Insulizer from 99.93. Just no more.
Not even the Nexus Bard yet. Let's see what you have here. Oh wow, and a Flutter and Lotus. What with Lotus missing? Yeah, but even then, Scorley is jumping to 10 right here. 99.9 for Insulizer. Up until this point, we come to the Jack section here. Oh no, Insulizer is missing out. Andre and SillyFangirl as well. Only SillyFangirl with only the FC remaining. Andre's really not doing well on this Jack here. Almost giving a miss right there. Course actually kind of shifting goes to Brazil, but Lotus is also dropping too.
Yeah, it's still towards Japan at this point. And they can afford a few more misses. But just a few though.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Japan here. Although it might be. Oh wow, SillyFangirl
Hey,
is
what
right
was
at the
that?
end, dude.
What was that?
Right at the very end. 31,000 points. That is insane.
Excuse me, Nate! Nate!
Hey, look at everyone's score. None of them are below. None of them are above 10 200s. Getting single-digit 200s are insane. Even then, if you look at the SillyFangirl, it almost V1 double S, if only for that 100 and a miss right there.
This is so funny. This is so funny and ridiculous at the same time. Oh,
Korjaks do the same sometimes, so fine. Although Sayahate is the pick, no surprise here for Brazil.
Yeah, we can see the card being wrong on the screen, but no biggies, no biggies.
Yeah, a bit of fixing here on out on the map card, but it shouldn't be too bad regardless if you want to show it on screen. But regardless, we have seen that Japan took 2 points against Brazil with 1 point. So this is looking like a really interesting investment to look at Japan here for the most part, because Japan has been looking to be back in shape in particular.
Is this the anime comeback that I've been hoping for?
I mean, it may be, but even then they still have to keep up with winning 4 more points to guarantee a tiebreaker spot. Same for just Brazil, even though Brazil needs 5. And this pick here by Brazil should probably have no doubt of taking this, because that's the point difference that they need for.
Yeah, we saw what happened last match on Sayahate. Sayahate being the song that closed the first match, which is why we're seeing that bracket reset right now.
Oh, Insolite's a little bit of a beast thing right here. Yeah, alright, there you go.
That's good.
Alright, SillyFangirl is kind of falling a little bit behind in accuracy, like we've seen before on the last match before.
Yeah,
But,
oh
wow, with the first drop right now. Alright, here comes the Korjak, Let's see what anyone plays on the streams right here. No one actually does. But the score difference is actually kind of small even then.
Yeah, it's because of the accuracies.
Yeah, 9.6 all across Brazil, and here comes the streams here. This is really chokeable. Crooked is rushing up that late. Andre missing too. Oh wow, score difference is really small. Score difference is really small. Okay, this is combo versus accuracy. More transition.
This is combo versus accuracy right now.
Yeah, it comes down to accuracy. Locus and SillyFangirl has been keeping up at 99.7 all across. No one in Brazil has even touched that.
Yeah.
Alright, here comes the trill. Crooked missing on the trill there. Alright, here comes the point that Brazil needs here. Brazil needs to not lose this. Oh, Andre messing up that too. Oh my god. Alright, the 10,000 point difference is a little bit of a buffer, but even then they still need to focus on getting the last section of it.
Yeah, it's still looking challengeable for Japan.
Still looking good for Brazil. There's a little bit to go. There's a little bit of a release inverse coming up right after. Insulizer finally missing multiple times there.
Wow. Yeah, that's not good for Japan.
Oh wow, Stinger also missing too. There's no full combos in Japan, and they should probably say they go to Brazil. I don't think there's any more choke points to have here. Just cruising down to victory, and Andre, even though missing right here, it's not gonna matter that much.
It was looking doable for Japan at some point, but Brazil's just too powerful.
Very solid runs from all of these players. Look at 8-200s on Sayahate too. 10-200, and what is that ratio, Lucas? Oh my god. 8-2-1.
Oh my god. Nate just keeps popping off.
Oh, this is finally picking up Edison. Oh wow, this is also. Oh, okay. That's not the right map card too, but yeah. All right, we're probably gonna be fixing up the map card at least, but Edison is the interesting choice by Japan, because I don't think we've seen Alright, we have seen Edison first time on the winners finals against Brazil, so it might become a little closer at this time. So it's really hard to predict who's gonna win on this because they're back in shape, so they should be relatively comfortable with this pick either way.
Yeah, Japan is definitely going the Rise route this time around, and it seems to be working out way better than first time around. So,
even though you can say that this is probably a bit better pick, they're still winning one of the picks by the skin of their teeth. So it's not probably that straight by any means. So it's really hard. It's very hard to predict. And Edison is the one pick that is really polarizing on one specific pattern, which is the mini Jackie jump stream. So this is one of those things that is really basing off the performance on last match.
Mm-hmm. I think we can see Japan coming back to SVs later on, though.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is probably they wouldn't really want to risk every Rise picks because they have already warmed up this far, and SB should be relatively be warmed up by the other players who is playing on them. Here comes Snake with the first miss right there. That's not good. Not a good sign. Really good start by Brazil so far, although the accuracy for a killer Messian is kind of rivaling with MWC.
Yeah, kind of a weird matchup. It's kind of a...
Everyone nailing the first stream on Edison, what? By Brazil right there.
You're kind of dropped in terms of accuracy though, a little bit.
Alright, let's go. Sligo missing the second time.
Oh. Jesus,
Killer Messian rushing a lot there, 98%.
Oh dear.
Oh god. Okay, the score difference is actually not that big because of the drops by almost everyone. Lotus and SillyFangirl is keeping up in 99.7 and 8 respectively. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was just busy watching them pop off. Absolutely.
Here comes the last stretch. Here comes the last stretch right here. This one stream is you don't want to miss right here. Here comes the rap battle. Oh my god, this scores are really insane. The combos can be 10 apart.
God, any drop could be major.
Any drop could be really harsh.
Oh,
Girl
no.
though.
Slay
Girl missing. Lotus missing finally for the first time. But even then, that's just 3-4 missed total outside of 1 by Lotus.
Yeah, Lotus's misses do not tip his accuracy at all.
Oh wow, this one is devastating for Japan right here. Oh wow, Lotus in the flutter. Missing out on the last set of streams.
Yeah, that's not
gonna be it for Edison. Brazil's gonna take the break point.
It's not good for Japan.
Yeah, this is devastating for Japan as they lost their pick on Edison, taking out the point to Brazil 4-205 by Lotus. What is that ratio even? 10-213 for both Insolent and Duskia.
Phenomenal. Just
jeez. Those are really good scores. Don't get me wrong. Like all of them are really insane.
Nate and Antonizer are basically brothers in ratio right now.
Yeah, exactly. This is when you're very comfortable at speed at some points. Intel can definitely match up into the ratio, but this is really harsh. And last slot is gonna be picked by Brazil here. Really, as comes as no surprise.
Yeah, we've seen previous matches as well. Lancelot being picked by Brazil, and Brazil getting kind of a landslide victory, but it could go either way again because of column blocks.
My biggest worry about this pick is that it's really hard to predict whenever who's gonna column block, and at this point in time when some column blocks are just really bad brushing or bad shading at some point, it's just gonna be really harsh to their accuracy. So it's really hurting the score difference, if anything.
We're gonna see if Japan does better on this one, and we'll see if Brazil can sustain an acceptable performance to win the point again.
See, my biggest worry about when dealing with Longos with Japan here, because Kruke has showing up, we kind of have a lot of bad runs. SillyFangirl with also a bit of column box too. So it's really hard to top Brazil's performance, but again, column box decide everything, so you can't really tell. Here goes the pick number 6 here. For Brazil, we have Lancelot.
Lancelot, the column block battle.
Comes out a bit of a surprise there. Here we go. Watch the column box go by. Andre messing up a really first intro there. That's 95%.
Is that a curse? I don't know.
That's really messing up. Even then, that's probably a total of 10 misses on that intro alone, which is not good. And everyone in Japan nailing on the first inverse there. It's gonna give a lead to Japan, but not by much even. Andres climbing back up to 98% after that.
Yeah, Japan can definitely maintain an acceptable performance on the song. So if Brazil,
oh wow, Kruke, Andre, finally missing out there. Oh wow, the lead's taking back to Brazil here. Andre messing up the column box too. SillyFangirl as well.
Jeez.
SillyFangirl messing up. Kruke as well. That's good. Lee's gonna go switch back to Brazil.
Yeah, everyone on Japan has missed. And
this is really harsh. Andre recovered from these column ups before, and it's even better, has better score than Kruke and SillyFangirl.
Yeah, it's looking towards Brazil right now, but there's still like the other half of the song left.
The other half being chord jacks right here. See what it comes out first. Andre messing out. That's a bit of a shy column block right there. It's not by much. Again, missing right after that. They go messing up with the inverse. Kruke as well. Kruke another column there.
Ouch! Oh my god, Kruke!
Oh wow! 97.5! Here comes the last of the inverse. Andre messing up with the intro of the inverse of the speed up there. Everyone across everyone else, even only FC being SillyFangirl with 99.6, trying to rival up on Keith, finally missing up as well. Was a lot of misses on the Japan side though.
Oh my god.
Probably Japan is not looking to win this, and Brazil wins their own pick.
Yeah, this is again a landslide victory, and oh my god, Kruke got annihilated.
Yeah, 21 misses. And look at that even. Andre has more misses than Kruke, and just because of the intro alone, 22 misses across 21. But that's, again, in Japan makes anomaly. Let's go!
Also, Nate, can we talk?
Comes out as a surprise. Anomaly is probably one of the last bits of the Japan that has the ropes here. Anomaly is probably the better suited pick for that situation.
We've seen Japan get the first points on Anomaly last match, so can they get a repeat? I think it was a pretty substantial lead as well, so it's looking like a safer pick than Edison was, or any other remaining Rise pick.
Yeah, see, we have Fairy 5 that we saw quite before, Anomaly. And also, yeah, first Kilamazia and Lotus for staying in Brazil.
Didn't we see a different players for Anomaly last match?
On Brazil or Japan in particular?
Both actually. I don't think Gil played Anomaly or Vi.
Oh, Gil absolutely played Anomaly against South Korea at the third place match in particular. And I think Japan doesn't like Japan. Verify is like the integral third SB player for Anomaly, and SillyFangirl is mainly playing for the Galvanize. So the roster keeps staying the same for Japan.
I don't know why It kind of looked different to me in the previous Japan versus Brazil.
Also, fun fact: Anomaly has been picked 6 out of 7, which is by far the most picked SV, I guess. So this is probably one of the more favorites for the teams, I guess. So let's go.
Yeah, a pretty big difference from last year is when SV was kind of primarily banned, I think.
Looking a good start for both teams here. Doesn't look like they have many issues on releasing LNs here. Except for probably Lurk will have a little bit of a drop in 200s. But we'll see what it goes here.
Yeah, just a decent start so far, I guess.
So far, so good. Intel with 99.9. What is he doing? Jeez, what is that? Okay, that's a little bit. Oh wow, there's a beautiful drop from Lotus there.
Yeah, that's definitely dipping Lotus under.
Oh wow, Kruke was also trading up there. Score is even still goes to Japan's side with Intel with 99.9.
Yeah. Intellizer just showing consistency, extreme consistency on
okay, there's a bit of 200s for the teleport right there, but it's not even close that much. 200s for Lotus on the releases there. This is really crucial point for Japan here, and they don't want to miss that.
Yeah, the other players on Brazil trying to catch
everyone nailing on the stop there. Lotus except for that.
Oh no, Lotus.
98.7%. This is not the optimal run by Lotus by any means. And even then, that still lose to very high with the 98.9, even though with an FC2. Lotus finally missing again. Gil messing on the teleport, missing the fast slam on there.
Yeah, that's
20,000 points is a big lead too. So it's really hard to gauge if Brazil can come back from this.
That's looking pretty substantial for Japan. Quite a big lead, and it's going to take more than a few misses for Brazil to catch up.
And so we're still holding up at a 99.8. Everyone else, I guess, there's a bit of like the second best player in Japan, which is like 99.5 even, and that still beats like every single player. Verify also beats Lotus too, so it's really hard to come back from this. Even then, you have to really messing up the jacks on the back quarter of the song.
Yeah, absolutely. And Intelizer's absolute lead is helping Japan a lot in terms of their lead. So even if Kruke and Kai are ahead of their respective matchups for now, they can afford to dip a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, Japan can afford to miss like 5 times, and they would still be fine because Lotus had dropped for quite significantly as well as Guillemezia. Alright, last section here. This is only hope for Brazil to really nail those jacks and really hoping to Japan to miss here, but it's really unlikely. Inside with the 200, really shying a little bit of below 99.8. We'll see the jack section coming up here.
Yeah, so far no one dropping. The last drop was
everyone nailing it.
Jeez.
Alright, here comes a little last bit of teleport. I think Intel can get to 99.8 at this point. Oh, Kruke messing up the teleport there. Oh, I think there's not much time left in the chart. And I think that would probably seal the deal for Japan here. And that would be it. 20,000 points of lead there. Intelizer with 99.8%. That's probably the best we have seen so far. Oh my god. 200. Oh my god. 345. 345. What?
Intelizer is just so.
200s.
Intelizer is just so consistent on this. I don't know how.
Here's the thing. Intel 5 times FC Anomaly and consecutive. And that's probably even his better score too. Jeez.
Just Intelizer things. You know,
That's consistency. That is really what Japan has here. But they still are not out of the woods yet. They're still down by 1 point.
Yeah.
And Brazil needs to win 3 more points and hoping that they can break up a point from Japan.
Yeah, Japan actually needs a break point at least against Brazil, but
oh no, Violent Arcade. I don't like this pick very much.
Yeah, the breakpoint could happen on Violence Arcade, speaking of which, yeah.
See, I can appreciate that this pick is can be picked by Japan, but picked by Brazil doesn't look like it's a safe pick even. Since I think Brazil lost Violent Arcade against Japan, right? On the women's finals.
I mean, what are the alternatives?
See, they can go with Dystonia, and they can also go with Break Big Ben once again.
Yeah, Break Big Ben was kind of dangerous as well, though.
See, like, the thing is that the Break Big Ben, they have solid runs because everyone's back in shape, so it's just really comes down to, like, if players are really much upholding against Japan, and Japan probably has a better score Break Big Ben, but it's not probably that far off against Brazil. And Brazil has so much better score, like Break Big Ben, for example.
Was Relive picked yet?
I think Relive was picked in like the first match of the grand finals on this one, but it's not really a safe pick either, because you can go either to Brazil or you can go to Japan. It basically depends on how you call them up the most.
Yeah, we've seen Relive actually be closed like before the inverse section, so that might be why Brazil is not going for Relive again.
Crooked staying for Violent Arcade, that's kind of concerned. That concerns me because SillyFangirl is probably a little better suited for this. I mean, I'm really hoping that Crooked is better, like performance-wise against SillyFangirl for this one.
This is rather curious, but we'll roll with it.
It's just the intro. It's nothing too much to look over. Let's see here. Let's see. It's a bit of a L section coming over and over. It should be relatively fine for the most part. It's just the accuracy battle in terms of like how. Oh wow! AMD messed up on the L and the Crooked as well. AMD. This is not a good sign.
Oh,
Andre messing up as well.
Yeah, for now, it's looking like Japan has more misses than Brazil, so still kind of a zone of comfort for Brazil.
Yeah, it just, I mean, it's really comes down to like more on the messing up on the stream or on the brokenness of it. So it's really hard to do. It's really hard to predict here. I mean, there's some bit of LN right here, but I guess it's not that much of a concern for Brazil right now. You can see here, the break section that everyone will probably have more sort of choco. Because I have done this before and I've done misses on the break section too. So it's really you don't want to miss right here.
Oh yeah.
This section is deceptively harder, deceptively hard even to get through. And I think everyone looks like nailing this.
Yeah, in tournament setting, anything like anything break-wise is pretty dangerous because you gotta let your guard down a little bit, and if you let your guard down, then things happen.
Alright, here's the last stretch of the broken jump screen here. Let's see what messes the most here. I think this is probably safe for Brazil, but it's like the score difference is not that far off even.
I'd say it's substantial compared to where we are in the song. It's basically reaching the end now.
Yeah, I think Brazil will still got this even there. We have a miss there. Oh, even the Intellizer break on the last section here. And that is it for Violent Arcade. Brazil will take this. Wow,
yeah,
that was a really good team score too.
Yeah, absolutely insane performance.
Both 9-200.
Insane performance from
Jeez,
Brazil.
that ratio too. Those ratios are insane.
Lotus and Nate absolutely destroying the thing.
Yeah, this is like everyone like above 99%. It just goes to show that like these players are like they're godlike. What I mean, Japan can go with Galvanize, I think, or probably Relive if they want to break their form, I guess. But it's kind of hard to look at because there's not a lot of choices left.
Yeah, no, I don't think Japan would go for Relive. I'd say Galvanize is a possibility. Break Big Bang could be a possibility. Synthesis on phone, I have no idea.
Synthesis on phone is just basically if you're really harsh on the ending too, because you have to really nail the ending and not even bad rushing the ending. And the ending is just basically jump trills to trills. Synthesis on phone, what? Japan picks the synthesis on phone.
Yeah, because
Jeez.
Synthesis phone is basically rice oriented, but it's really, really techy. So I was wondering if Japan could handle it.
Yeah, Japan. This is a risky move, but even if it's a risky move, it probably might pay it off there.
Yeah, we know that Nate, SillyFangirl, can be very proficient. SillyFangirl definitely has like the proficiency to handle the stack pick. I don't really know for Japan if they're like 100% consistent on it. On Brazil's side, I think in terms of raw skill, they might have the advantage, but Japan might have the advantage in terms of accuracy. We'll just have to see. I don't know how this is going to turn out.
Oh no.
Wait.
Kruke staying for this though? See, this is the thing. This is like two picks that we've seen. We haven't seen SillyFangirl, and this is probably my favorite SillyFangirl by much because this is really technical. There's a little bit of a disadvantage on the accuracy on Japan, so it's really hard. And Gil messing up on the burst right there. It's just a burst, and it's really not that much of a 400 combo mark.
It's basically a Gil bonk.
Right, they can't rest on this. Watch out for the rolly jump drill. Kruke missing up there.
Kruke.
I'm not so sure here because see, like this section is probably a little bit easier than the rest, and I mean, like obviously you can see like accuracy is flying around, and even then Kruke, it's a little bit out of reach to play on this one. Like across like everyone else, I think Gil has like the lowest accuracy in Brazil, but that still beats Kruke by like a 15,000 points, and that says much. Lotus is missing there too. That's only AMD and Intellizer with the full combo too.
Yeah, AMD.
Oh wow, Intellizer might have breaking out there.
Yeah, AMD seems to not hold as much in terms of accuracy, despite the full combo though. Yeah, this is really technical, and this might be a bit too technical to hack, actually, so...
Yeah, it's a little bit out of reach to like accuracy, like in for particular, Gilliman's and Kruke as well. Lotus and Gilliman's have quite a chaining misses there. It's only the last section of the trails right here.
Yeah, but the map is ending.
The trails right here? Wow!
Oh my god,
dude, the best player missing. Wow. And that secures a tiebreaker spot for Brazil, and they need one more point to crown themselves as a champion of the Mega 4K World Cup 2020.
Just one more point.
Just one more point. A200s as well for Nate. Let's not slash on that either. That is really good score for like every single player in the lobby too. And they picked Relive.
I mean,
see, the thing is that if they're not too much of a if they don't have that much of a problem, they should be fine? Question mark.
I think Relive is actually the safest pick for Brazil that is remaining. I don't see any other pick and Relive that is safer for Brazil. So this is basically, theoretically, logically, the thing to pick for Brazil. Otherwise, they could have picked Break Big Bang, which is also risky.
Yeah, but the thing is that, like, if you would compare, like, Brazil, I would probably, if I were, like, a Brazil, I would probably just Break Big Bang over this, though. It had such a good run on like, the previous runs, too. Even though it's a little bit slightly worse than they have here, it's still, like, it's probably noticeable, at least because of how the absence of the other players, too.
It's debatable, though. It's pretty debatable, but Brazil can afford to lose at least 1 point on Relive, and if they don't win this pick, they can accept a point on Break Big Bang.
Alright, so this is the thing because Intel plays a lot first. So, oh wow, okay, yeah. MWC doesn't look like it's having much more fun here. On the inverse, this is really harsh. I think that's also a significant, I mean not too significant for the column block either, because that's not the hardest section yet.
Yeah, not looking
too hot here, because I think that the accuracy by Brazil at the very least of the intro is super good. It's still just around shy of like 7,000 for that column block on the score difference. So it's not too significant for the time being.
Yeah, the score difference is not too big yet. Anything tip the scales.
Here we go to chorus here. We're gonna call them. Oh no, Tasty Girl! Was a bit of a call off right there too.
Yeah, that's not good.
And this is not good here. I think that's like two major column locks on their side. And none of the Brazil has column lock yet. And even then the accuracy drops is like huge itself.
Yeah, honestly, Brazil is looking like a solid block of cheese with no holes at all.
It's just the first chorus. I think there's a little hope the second chorus, and Andre messing up the mini jack there. The mini jack on the first column.
Andre's
it's just a miss too, so it's not really that much of a problem either.
Yeah, you could see the accuracy just staying at that.
Just really hoping that the second chorus will keep themselves back up, and hoping that it will choke massively on the column locks given here. Here we go, second chorus here. Oh no, they go messing up really bad. That's not good for Japan. Also Brazil too, with Hewitt missing out finally on the first call. I guess the first miss, I guess. It's not really that much of a call.
Yeah, it's not that much of an accuracy drop at all. Still sustaining a very good...
I guess here comes the solo, which I guess solo is a little bit more prone. But I guess the score difference is actually very big here. So it's really hard to nail it. MWC went with the first piece of the solo. Messing up Andre as well. Andre messing up a couple times. Cute as well.
There's just too much of a lead from Brazil, so they could afford those misses at least. But
there's still one more.
The final chorus.
There's still one more chorus. Even though Intel and SillyFangirl are doing their best of their own, it's just 20,000 points of difference. And 20,000 point difference is like, if a major column lock happens in Brazil, that would probably kill the difference. It isn't SillyFangirl messing up with
Cute though. Still...
Yeah, there's a little bit more to go. Oh wow, SillyFangirl finally again, column lock once again.
Oh, no.
And I think that probably seals it. MWC as well, messing up. And I think that seals it. I think Brazil will take the last point of this match too. If everything that doesn't go wrong, that should be it.
Yeah, I think everyone's gonna pack their bags because we're all
and they won finally the last point. Brazil takes on Japan 7-3, and they are crowned champions of Oceania 4Q World Cup 2020, winning on a reset 7-2 again and 7-3. And Japan will take the second place, take the silver medal on their own, and we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Brazil is finally your champion of 2020. Congratulations to Brazil and congratulations to Japan. Very well deserved win and very well deserved places for them. And also congratulations to South Korea as well for taking the third place as well. Very, very well deserved for this year.
Huge matches. Huge matches. I hope everyone's ready. Everyone has their bags ready because we're going to Brazil. This is the year of Brazil. Congratulations.
This is the year of Brazil. This is the golden year of Brazil, where we finally have the 4-year streak of South Korea winning on 4Key finally being back down, and we have got Brazil for this year. And we have Andre, SillyFangirl, Rem, Killer Messiah, Cute, and Lotus as their main of the roster. If everything doesn't go wrong, that should be it.
Yeah,
Não dá spoiler não, tô vendo a live ainda.
I think everyone's gonna pack.
Nem fudendo.
Gonna pack their bags because we're
They won finally.
Nem fudendo, nem fudendo.
Japan 7-3, and they are crowned
Acabou.
2020, winning on a reset
Nem fudendo.
7-3, and Japan will take the second.
Nem fudendo.
Take a silver medal on their own, and we have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Puta merda, nem fudendo, cara.
Champion of 2020. Congratulations to
É
Brazil,
isso,
and
mano.
congratulations to Japan. Very well deserved win and very well deserved.
Não, mano, não, pelo amor de Deus, cara.
Congratulations to South Korea.
Deixa eu entrar essa porra.
For taking the third place as well. Very, very well deserved for this year.
What the fuck?
huge matches. I hope everyone's ready. Everyone has their bags ready because we're going to Brazil. This is the year.
Nem fudendo, mano.